Well, the courtroom verdict sending shockwaves through the Justice Center today. Three former San Antonio police officers accused in the shooting death of Melissa Perez found not guilty on all charges.
The San Antonio Police Officers Association put out a statement after today's verdict, saying they are thankful for the not guilty verdict. They blasted what they called a lack of transparency by District Attorney's office during the prosecution of the case. There's been no comment so far from the DA's office about today's decision.
Is it harder to prove your case to hold someone accountable in civil court than it is in criminal court? My name is Laura Hurd, and I'm an attorney who's been practicing law in San Antonio since 1987. And I did an earlier video on this subject because there were 3 police officers in San Antonio who were accused of murder. They had confronted a mentally ill woman, a woman who was having a mental health episode, and she had threatened them with a hammer, and they shot her and killed her. And so they were accused of murder, of killing this woman. And the family brought a civil suit to hold them accountable in civil court prior to the criminal case going to trial. They lost the civil court. It was found that the officers were not liable for killing this woman. So then when they went to criminal court, they were hoping that the officers would be found guilty and sent to prison. They faced the possibility of prison for life for this. But you see, it is much easier in civil court because only money is at stake in civil court, not your freedom. And so the burden of proof is by a preponderance of the evidence, which means you just have to show there's a lot of evidence. There could be some evidence for, some evidence against, but most of the evidence points to this person should be held liable. Whereas in criminal court, because your freedom is at stake, the burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. Beyond a reasonable doubt is never used in civil cases. It's used only in criminal cases, and that means there is no reasonable doubt that this person is guilty. So if you can't even find that there's a preponderance of the evidence, then you're not going to be able to find there's a beyond the reasonable doubt level of evidence either. The only thing is there's going to be different prosecutor, different jury, different judge. So sometimes people see things differently. But chances are, if you couldn't prove it in civil court, you're not going to be able to prove it in criminal court either. And that's what happened. The 3 officers were acquitted.